Hey, everyone, how's it going? Welcome to our third installment of our Pixel Scout series, a collection of training webinars and information and questions and answers and all that good stuff. This is number three today, and it's just Herc and I on the call today. Herc's going to be doing a lot of the demonstration here in just a little bit. I'm going to be in the background answering all of your questions. I want to welcome each and every one of you. Today we have a very packed house, a lot of people on here. We hope to get to all of your questions one at a time. Towards the end, I'll be in the background answering as many as I can. Some questions may get held off, they may get flagged, they may get waited until we're done so that we can answer them out loud so that they may benefit everyone in the group. So don't get too antsy if we don't get to your question right away, because again, there's a lot that's going on there, but we will do our best to do that. Or you could just hold off until at the end we're going to call for Q&A and definitely do that. Not really much of an intro other than that today. Herc and I have something very cool to show you guys. I know on the last webinar, a lot of people, when we were demonstrating, mainly the pro version, because it has a lot more features and tells you a lot more intimate details about a prospect's website from not only a hey, you're not running Facebook ads, but also an SEO perspective, and also a few other things that give you opportunity to go out there and help them fix. And the more things that you can point out to a business owner that they're having issues with, or that they're not understanding fully, or things that could make their website better. So, and being by I mean better by better rankings, better conversions, and more traffic. All right. So any things that you can do in those areas to help your client or your prospect accomplish those goals, they're going to look at you in a much more positive light and think of you as that much more of an expert. You being more well-rounded and not just a one-trick pony. And a lot of these things that we're pointing out today are very easy to do, very easy to fix. You can do all of this stuff manually by yourself with, I don't know, Google it, and you can probably figure it all out after some time. However, Herc and I, over the past several years, I think we started down the journey in 2015, so we've been on a piece of software for about 4 years. And we use it to do everything with our websites. And Herc's going to get into that in just a second, but we're going to show you how to use that. We're probably going to go first. Herc may go over some updates, show you a couple things that I've been working on, maybe some things that are coming. That's typically what he does. I'm not exactly sure if he's got too much to update for you guys today. I know we did a big update last week. It's early in the week this week. We may not have much to show you until the next webinar. But with that being said, I guess we are ready to roll. Herc, can you hear me?
Yep, hear you good.
All right, there's Mr. Herc Magnus, and can everybody see his screen? It looks like he's on the Pixel Scout Facebook group. If you are not in that group, please do get in there, because there is so much helpful information, helpful people delivering helpful information for all you guys to get in there. Second thing real quick, I want to show you guys, number one, this is being recorded, and number two, where to find it. If this is your first ever webinar, how many people in this group right now on the call, this is your first webinar you've ever seen or heard from me and Herc? Anybody out there? First time to hear our voices? I got a me. Give me a 1. Everybody give me a 1. If this is the first time you've heard my voice, okay, there are some new people on here, and that's great. That's awesome. We really like to see more people coming on that have never been here before. So that's great. I want to welcome each and every one of you again. Herc, flip over there to the Pixel Scout dashboard. If you log into your membership area, you'll see that at the top there, that top menu. When you first log in, you're going to see this page, okay? And then from that page, you can see that top menu, and there's where you go to catch. We've already done 2 webinars. Like I said, this is the 3rd one. So go to that webinars page, scroll down a little bit. You can join the Facebook group. Facebook Messenger is always a good way, always a good idea to get on. We use that to notify you of when we're having webinars like this right here today. And we've installed that over the last several months because sometimes people get upset that their notification that we were having this went to their spam folder or just got lost in email la la land. Messengers typically don't ever get lost. It has a much higher delivery and read rate. So we really do like that, kind of prefer it. That way we know that you're receiving our messages. Down there at the bottom, you see webinar replays on the left. Everything that we ever do in Pixel Scout, they're going to be there, the replays. We record every single time, and it takes a couple hours to render and upload, but there they all are. You're going to see 2 in there now and more coming. On the right of that webinar button, you will see, yep, there's the replays right there, the 2. There's the schedule. And if you go click on the schedule, you can see what's up and coming. We'll keep this updated every time we have something new coming up. So yeah, you can see the upcoming schedule of things that we want to do. And it's going to get real exciting here real fast, man. We're going to teach you guys a lot of really cool stuff on what you got yourself into here. So this is going to be really awesome. Again, welcome to all the new guys. I'm so happy to see brand new names and faces to the group. Again, my name's Todd Spears. My partner Hart Magnus is on the other end of this call. And I guess I will let you go ahead and take it away if you're ready, Herc.
All right, everybody. So I guess I want to start here, just this message. So you see a bunch of tabs loaded. These are to show you guys, but we start here on kind of taking a poll with you guys, seeing if we're doing our job right. And I just want to show everyone. Seems like everyone's pretty happy. We took a poll on how happy are you, 1 out of 10 with your purchase, including support. And looks like a majority are 10 out of 10. And then we got an 8 and a 9 and a 7 in there. So if you guys want to go vote, you can go look for this as well. But looks like we're doing our job pretty well, which we're always happy to know that we're doing that. But this is just us showing you guys we do care about what you think, and we're surveying you guys to make sure you're happy. If you're not happy for any reason, we like to know why so that we can fix that, stuff like that. And the next thing I want to cover, guys, is I remember on the first webinar, and I know a lot of you guys haven't watched it or watched the replay yet, but I told everyone, I kind of went on a rant, and we kind of joked about how I get pretty ranty sometimes. And that rant was about just your mindset in business and stuff like that. And one of the things I mentioned on that webinar is I said, give us a couple days, and I guarantee, or I didn't guarantee it, I almost guarantee you that we are going to have members making money with Pixel Scout. Do you guys remember that? Give me a 1 if you remember that. I just want to see if everybody was paying attention. Right, so yeah, so people do remember me saying that, okay? And this is gonna kind of come back to that mindset, and I'm gonna preface what I'm about to show you with this. Every single one of you is on the same playing field with all the other members, right? You all using the same tool, you all have access to the same information that we're giving you. The only difference between yourself and other members is probably going to be your motivation, right? The major difference is going to be your motivation, okay? Now, I know some of you might be thinking, well, one of the other differences might be my level of experience or my level of knowledge, right? And if you're thinking that way, that's already a mindset issue, right? You're giving yourself a reason to not achieve what others are. So with that being said, let me show you what happened since that last webinar, guys. Okay, that's not the tab I was looking for. Here we go. So Trevor, 19 hours ago, ran his first promo on Sunday morning, now Monday evening, 4 responses. Okay. This is Dino from the 5 client challenge group. Phil landed a client in 7 minutes. Okay, this guy just landed a client April 20th. Steve Portnoy sent about 30 emails, got an immediate response, and a meeting set up for a high value potential client. Maybe there's something to this Pixel shit after all. Okay. Closed his first Pixel Scout client on Facebook ads management and starting SEO in month 2. Right. Aaron, this thing works for real, not a game. Set 60-80 emails, had his first phone call today. Microblading client, she's down to the 2-week trial of leads, about to send her the rain. Philip Lopez had his first response using Pixel. He used the 5 client challenge, and this is a big long testimonial, but it's working for him. Another one here, Philip, if you guys are on the fence about 5 client challenge, that's Dino's advanced Facebook training. He took action with the free leads training. He got 2 this morning, 1 serious, one not so serious. So all these members are getting results, right? And it's the main point of like the thing that's common amongst all of them is they're all taking action, right? Because and that's what I really want to say to you guys. The stuff that we're teaching you here, the tools that we've given you, I mean, people are happy with them and people are getting results with them. And that's what we want for you guys as well, right? So if it's not working, whatever problems you may be running into, because I know people are in the group posting, you know, you're running against certain roadblocks, or you're running into certain issues. Just don't let those stop you. Those are just obstacles on an obstacle course, right? They're meant to be there. It's part of our entrepreneurship lifestyle. What you want to do is figure them out. Do everything you can to figure them out, whether you're asking questions in the group, whether you're searching on Google, whether you're watching replays, submitting support tickets. When you run into challenges, guys, you got to beat them. You can't let them beat you. You have to beat them if you want to get to the point of making sales, okay? So that's all I'm going to say about that rant. I just wanted to show you guys, I knew it was going to happen. People are getting results, people are closing clients already, and we want that for everyone else. We want to see on the next webinar a whole new batch of you guys that are on this webinar posting your results and closing clients and showing other members and encouraging other members that this is going to work for you if you work at it, right? So as far as updates to Pixel Scout, we've worked on improving a lot of stuff. I put a post up today about the white label video. I kind of screwed that up and said you had to add a subdomain. I've already fixed the video. I've already uploaded the changes. But as far as software updates, let me log out of this one and log into my Pixel Scout account. I'll show you the one thing that we did that's really helping. And it has to do with white labels. So this is a feature for pro users. If you're not a pro, you won't see this, but if you are a pro user, you will see it. And it's one small little change, but it's pretty important. It's not in the video, so I do want to show it to you. So once you're setting up your white label domains, okay, and then sending out your reports, it attaches the report to your specific domain with a URL. Now, some savvy people like to dig deeper, right? So they might get a report from you with a link to the report, and they'll see it's on your domain, and then they'll want to research you a little bit. And the first thing they're going to do is they're going to strip away the report URL. So for instance, if I go to reports, okay, and I can preview the report that I'm going to be sending to the client. You guys already know that, but let's just look at this one report here. Okay, so we'll go on to this one. So this is the domain they would receive, right? And for me, I still have r.hercmagna set up as my demo from the video, but you guys will have your own. You'll have whatever report. So when your clients are researching you, here's what they might do. Be like, oh, okay, I want to research this person deeper. They're going to strip out your report URL, and they're going to go straight to your domain. And you notice how mine redirected to Google? You can redirect that anywhere you want with this setting. And this is what I'm talking about. Right here, we added this piece, white label redirection URL. What this is for you guys to specify where you would like the people who strip the extra strings on your URL, where you would like the root of the domain to go, so that you're really hiding everything from them, or you're really just choosing what you want them to see if they're going to dig a level deeper. So for me, for instance, like had I put Herc Magnus, my main domain, or if you guys are using a subdomain of your main domain, and then they strip away the report URL, basically you can send them anywhere you want, right? And that setting is right here in the white label redirection URL. So for anyone that's asking, or sorry, that's a pro level feature, because for pro members, you won't see yellow pages, you won't see all the extra checks, and you won't see the white label setting. That's for pro users. So kind of ignore it if you're not a pro user, and if it intrigues you and you want it. Inside your software, your menu will look a bit different than mine. You'll see a link, want pro features. You can click that to learn about the pro upgrade. You'll also see a link for the 5 client challenge if you want to learn about the advanced Facebook ads training. So that's really, we're still doing work to improve on the white label stuff. I think we've pretty much got it nailed down right now. If you guys are running into any issues based on what I showed on the original video, where you're setting up a subdomain, then you're setting up an A record, to rectify that issue, all you have to do, remove it from Pixel Scout, okay, just remove what you had set up, go back to your cPanel and delete the subdomain and then come back here and add it back. That's all you have to do, because deleting the subdomain should also automatically delete the A record that you've set up. If you're really, really concerned about it, just start over from scratch, but skip the subdomain, adding on the subdomain. Okay, there's King screaming up there. Yeah, so resetting this, guys, is always your best bet. Okay, and everybody actually should reset it anyway, since we built in this new redirect feature, because I do believe that you have to reset this in order for your redirection, your white label redirect URL to be set up properly. And don't think of it as like a hassle. It's really not, guys. It takes 2 seconds. Okay, so for instance here, I'll even show you how fast it can be. I'm just going to take the same domain I have, I'm going to remove it. Okay, and this is what you guys want to do. Now I'm going to click add domain, I'm going to put it back, and I'm going to say I've finished settings, because the A record's already there, and you can see the DNS is already green. I'll click on install SSL, click on OK, and it takes like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and then the SSL is back. So there, boom, that's how long it takes to reset your domain. Okay, so just go ahead and do that, and any issues you guys have with redirects, with anything like that, should be resolved. So that's really it for updates. Future updates, we are looking at doing a bunch of cool things, future updates, but I think we're going to cover that on a different webinar. Just know that there's more coming. I guess the one that I will talk about is the explainer video. A lot of you guys have probably seen that I wrote the script for the explainer video, and then we were sending it away to get it, the explainer video done, and then I believe it was Brian, I already forget his name and I'm sorry, but he actually is donating his voiceover talents. He's a big voiceover guy who does tons of great stuff like documentaries, commercials. Here he is, Jamie Buck, sorry, not Brian. He is going to donate his services to do a really professional voiceover, and this should take, to get this completed, to get this video out to you from the script to the explainer video that you guys can host on your reports, that will basically tell people what retargeting pixel is going to take about a week. Okay, so here's, if you guys haven't seen it yet, I posted this in the group as well. It's basically a script we're going to turn into a video that's going to explain to people what a retargeting pixel is and why business owners should even care about it. Because that language to most business owners is probably completely foreign. They don't, what's a retargeting pixel? Why do I even care? Like when you send them a report, oh, you don't have a Facebook pixel, and they're like, well, what's that? Why do I care? And that's what this video is going to help you overcome with them. It's not an objection, it's an ignorance, right? They're ignorant to the fact that Facebook even does something like retargeting, or even what a pixel is. So this is going to educate them. And the way this script is written is to kind of educate them about what a retargeting pixel is at first, and providing examples with the Amazon example that starts out, when you go look at a product on Amazon and then you leave Amazon and you go somewhere else, the exact same product that you were looking at is now showing you. So the first thing we do is explain it to them in terms that they can understand. That's what a retargeting pixel is. The next thing we say is, follow-up is a very, very important part of the process. You need to follow up with the people at least 5 times to start making easier sales. And we give a Coca-Cola example that they're still spending money on advertising, even though they're Coca-Cola. And then we go right into the fear-based aspect with them, and we say, well, we have detected a big problem with your website, and then we kind of highlight it, but it's also an opportunity. And the problem is you don't have a pixel, which means you spent a lot of money and time building a website, but all the traffic that's visiting your website, you're wasting 80 to 90% of it, because those people are visiting your website and leaving without taking any action. But we have a solution for you. You can install this retargeting pixel like Amazon or like Walmart or like Home Depot, all these big things. You can do that, and then you can follow people around. And if we can install it for you, we can set up your ads for you. We can help you get more leads and customers in 24 hours, and then click the button below to schedule a casual conversation with us. This is going to be turned into a completely professionally done video explainer script that you guys are now going to be able to host right on your report page. Okay, so it'll go here, this one. Okay, so instead of, and you can see I've already put mine on there, but in the text format, but really it'll be a video that you guys can use. So that's going to come probably in about a week for you guys, and everybody's going to get access to that. So that's really the update that's coming. But today, what I want to go over with you guys is we want to give you guys a new piece of, not a new piece of software, it's an old software like Todd said, but it's new to you guys, or some of you guys at least. And what it's for is actually for SEO. So when people are, if you're including the SEO elements on your report, if you have the pro upgrade, once again, you can report on things like Open Graph, Google Analytics, Schema, Google Ads tracking, Google Maps. Okay, a lot of these are basically, they don't really have much to do with the Facebook pixel. And remember that in the report settings, the main feature for all the regular accounts is going to be the Facebook pixel, meaning the main box that's going to show in your reports is going to be the Facebook pixel. Pro account users get all the extra data, okay? And you can also, as a pro account user, change the feature, okay? Meaning, if you do want to target people for something like SSL or Open Graph or Analytics, you can change the feature box in your report setting, okay? And if you want to learn how to do that, go into your members area training and watch my training section on report editing and report configuration. It'll show you how to switch everything and switch the order of all this stuff around. But what I want to do for you guys today is give you a piece of software that can help you when you have a new client, or whether you're targeting SEO type clients. The SEO elements of their things is the software that I want to show you guys and give to you guys today, and show you how to use it so that you have something else to, number one, say you know how to do, so that you look more like a professional to your client. Say, yes, we can do SSL installations. Yes, we can do Open Graph. Yes, we can do Schema. Yes, we can do Facebook, right? The more you know and the more you show, like, they just don't question you. They're like, wow, this guy really knows what he's doing. So we're going to give you a piece of software today, and this training is the webinar today is I'm going to train you on how to use it, specifically to cover 3 items. We're going to show you how to do Open Graph, what it is, and how to set it up with our software for your clients. We're going to show you the Google Analytics and ad tracking, okay, and how to set that up. And we're going to show you something called Schema and how to set that up. Now, one caveat about Schema. Schema is kind of a big one. It can be a little bit complex, okay? So today's training is not going to be, you're not going to walk away from this feeling I 100% know how to do Schema. You will 100% know how to do Open Graph, Google Analytics, and Google Ads tracking. Schema, however, is a bigger one. So I'm going to give you the initial training on it, the very, very basics of it. I'm going to show you our tool, show you how you guys can use it for your clients. But as far as the more advanced training, we just don't have time for that today. But as like Todd said, we always record our webinars. We're going to show you where you can go watch our past webinars on advanced training for Schema. Okay, so let's get into this. Let me show you this piece of software, guys. You may have already heard of it. A lot of you probably have. It's called Project Supremacy V3. Okay, so I'm gonna go, and don't go anywhere yet, guys. We're gonna show you where to get it for free. I'm gonna go right into it. Okay, I'm just gonna log into the members area and show you kind of what this is and what it does. So when you guys get this and you first log in, this is what you're going to see. This is a central dashboard, and what it is at its core is a WordPress management software. Okay, so it allows you to hook up all your WordPress sites, all your clients' WordPress sites. You install a plugin on their site, on your sites, and then it brings back all this information from your entire network of sites into a single dashboard where you can keep everything updated from one cockpit, which is a huge time saver, especially when you start managing a ton of clients. Okay, so here's where you're going to be able to look at the 3 things that are always needing updates in single WordPress sites. And normally to do it, to number 1, check if your WordPress sites need updates. And by the way, this is a WordPress site management tool only. It doesn't do HTML or Wix or anything like that. We will hopefully develop it in the future to do that, but for now it is WordPress only. So the 3 WordPress things that need updating on a consistent basis are the WordPress core version, your plugins, and your themes, okay? This will tell you, okay, all the cores that you need updated. Right now, you're obviously seeing I don't need very many updates, but right now it's saying I need 1 plugin update. But if I saw 50, 50, 150, all I'd have to do to update everything is click 1 button, and then I get a successful message that says you've updated everything. Okay, I'm gonna go to the next tab, and I'm gonna fly through this, guys, because literally we can do a 2-hour webinar just explaining the features of this software alone, and you guys can go watch replays, but for today I'm gonna fly through it and explain how it works in conjunction with Pixel Scout. This page is the overview of all your sites. So you can see these are actually my sites. You can see I'm managing 197 domains with this site. Each box is one of my websites, and it's got all these little tabs on it. We tagged it, so I know that, for instance, this site is what it's called, a PBN, or a private blog network. It's hosted with a company called IP Networks. The domain was registered with a company with Phoenix. I get Ahref data on this site. I get Majestic data on this site. I can see analyze my site speed performance through Google. I can get an uptime monitor on the site, so we're monitoring if the site is up or down. I can monitor if the site is indexed in Google or de-indexed in Google, but I'm doing it for every site. And when something goes wrong with this, with any of your sites, okay, you'll get a notification by email, and you'll get a notification in your dashboard, and it'll tell you what is wrong, okay? And when you find out what is wrong, you just go in and fix it. So really what it's doing is it's monitoring 197 sites for me, and anytime anything goes wrong, it tells me so that I can go fix it. Okay, so that's called WordPress management, and that's what this does. So let me close this notifications tab. So now let's get into the plugin side of things. So this is kind of the dashboard, and we're going to come back and visit the dashboard and all the other features of it. But on the plugin side, let's go talk about Open Graph. So you guys send a report out to your clients, and it says, you know, you don't have Open Graph. Now, give me a 1 if you know what Open Graph is, and give me a 2 if you don't, because I just want to see where we're at with the crowd. Quite divided. Okay. So guys, here's what Open Graph is. I'm going to log into a site right now with Project Supremacy installed on it. Okay, so remember, this is the dashboard. These are all the individual sites. I'm going to log into our actual Project Supremacy site. Okay, and show you what it looks like when you hook up a site to the dashboard. So this you're familiar with, this look right here, WordPress, right? You've all seen this. But when you install Project Supremacy, this plugin, this is what you see, okay? And this is what you guys are gonna get, by the way. You'll get both things. The plugin, okay, has a whole bunch of features, but one of the features of the plugin is something called Open Graph settings. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to one of my pages. Okay, and then let me see if I have a good one. So actually, I should probably use a different site, but here, let's just go with this one. So I'm gonna make this live again. I'm gonna go to edit. So when I go to this site, a lot of you guys are familiar with Yoast, and that's like our biggest kind of competitor in comparison. When you're creating a post, Yoast has that little box on there where you can set up the title and the URL and stuff like that. Let me scroll down here and get to that part. So for Project Supremacy, we have this box, okay? This is my title, this is my URL, this is my description. But if I move over to the social tab, okay, we have something called Open Graph, okay? Now, what Open Graph is used for is to control what when someone shares this specific URL or this page on social media, typically Facebook will choose, so this URL, so this is a post, so let me copy this link address. So typically Facebook will just kind of choose what to show. They'll choose what picture to show, what image to show, and what description to show, right? But you don't have to let Facebook choose, because they often choose wrong, or they'll just go based on your WordPress H1 tag, and then they'll go on whatever image you used first in your content. But you want to be more specific than that. And businesses definitely want to be more specific in that when people are sharing their business URLs. So Open Graph allows you to specify to Facebook and to Twitter, what title would you like to show when sharing this URL on Facebook? And what description would you like to show when sharing this URL on Facebook? And then of course, what image to show when you're sharing this URL on Facebook. So all you have to do with Open Graph is when you're creating a post, or when you're working on a client in any post or in any page, and you have Project Supremacy installed, you would go to this part, click on social, and then create a title, create a description, and supply a link to an image, and then it gives you a preview. So now when this specific page is shared on Facebook, this is how it's going to look on Facebook, and there's no more guesswork, right? A lot of people don't know that those things are controlled by a property called Open Graph tags. So Project Supremacy is actually writing those Open Graph tags to the HTML backend, and I'll show it to you just to kind of give you a little higher level demonstration of it. But it's writing those tags there, and that's what Pixel Scout is searching for. It's searching for those tags. So let's go look at this this page. Okay, so here's the page for it's for a software that I use to make like images actually, which is kind of funny. But if I look at the let me pause the video here because it's playing in my ear. If I look at the source code of that page, okay, now I'm going to do Control F and then I'm going to look for OG. Okay, and that means Open Graph. And you can see, actually, I'm just going to type in Open Graph because I think, here we go. So you see all these meta entries, guys? Now, I don't know if you know much about HTML coding, but these are in the head of your site and they're written in. These are telling Facebook and Twitter what to show for those images, those URLs, and those descriptions, right? It's called Open Graph Properties. And this is also what Pixel Scout is looking for when you guys put in like plumber in Dallas and it's scouring those sites. It's looking for these tags. And if it doesn't see them, it says, okay, this site doesn't have Open Graph, right? Now, let me show you exactly why Open Graph is important. So let's go and grab this URL. Okay, now I'm going to go over to Facebook and I'll keep this in the Pixel Scout group. I'm going to share that URL in the group. Okay, and see how it shows up exactly how I want it to. That's what Open Graph is. When you're sharing a URL, you are controlling the picture, the description, and the image. But actually, I'm noticing there's no description showing up here. So another thing that, and I'm going to show you this, there's something wrong with the Facebook cache, but I'm going to show you how our software takes care of the Facebook cache, okay? So some people even use Project Supremacy to write their Open Graph data, and then they go type it in on Facebook, and it's still showing wrong on Facebook, and they're like, why? What's wrong with Project Supremacy? And the answer is nothing, and here's why. When you guys write your Open Graph data to any page or any URL, okay, it doesn't update in Facebook instantly. It's not how it works. Facebook is just like Google, where they have to actually visit that URL first and grab that information and then put it in their cache, okay? So you have to, if you want it to display right, but correctly before you share it, you have to force Facebook to update their cache, right? So we built that into this. So right here, after saving your page with new Open Graphs, make sure to visit the Facebook sharing tool. So what happens when you click on this link is it actually loads that URL for you and tells you what the Facebook cache is. And then all you're going to do is click scrape again until it updates the correct way. Okay, and this is a bad example because everything's it even told me that the last cache was like just a few seconds ago. But when things are wrong, this is the tool you want to use to fix them and to make sure that Facebook is delivering the most fresh results, okay? And that's built right into Project Supremacy through this link right here. You update the title, the description, the image, you save your post or your page, and then you use this link to load that into the debugger, and then you just click scrape again and force Facebook to go and update it immediately. So let's do one thing. Did I post that in Facebook? So I'm going to just say this for now. Hang on a second. Okay, so I'll just do that, and I'm going to post this. Okay, so there it is. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to update that. Okay, I need to make changes. So I'm going to just use video lesson, and I'm going to just make a small change here. I'll just say free video lesson, and here I'll say make sure you check out ad body. So now I'm going to click update, right? But if I was sharing that on Facebook at this point, those changes still wouldn't be there until, once again, I click that link on the Open Graph in Project Supremacy. Sorry, my internet's a bit choppy again. And then my throat's starting to be a little scratchy here. So I'm going to go here again. The changes are saved. So now it says free video lesson and it says make sure you check out. I'm going to go to the Facebook sharing tool. You can see it's not updated in Facebook yet. I'm going to scrape again, forcing Facebook to come and update my Open Graph in there. And now you can see the change took, right? Now what I can do is go back to Facebook if I've already shared something, right? And see this button right here, refresh share attachment. This is telling, you know, wherever you shared it to refresh it to what Facebook currently has, okay? And there you can see, here's your new updates, now save it. So what this means, guys, with Open Graph is not only can you update it from inside Project Supremacy, force Facebook to update it, but you can actually go back to old posts and get them to update to the current new version that you currently have. Okay, now why is all this important? Because social sharing on social media, people don't know how to control it. People don't know how to make things look good and how to say what they want to, right? So this is something small and really quite quick to do for clients that you could offer as a foot in the door strategy. What would I charge to do Open Graph? It depends, Elaine. So kind of knew that you guys were going to go there, which was kind of why I was doing this. Now, your pricing could be based on a lot of things because, for instance, on this site, if I go to all pages, okay, I have 26 published pages, and obviously some of them wouldn't benefit from Open Graph properties and some of them would. So you'd have to kind of make a meeting with your client if you outline to them, here's what Open Graph is, here's why it's important. You'd have to kind of go over it with your client, and they'd say, I have like 30 pages on my site that I'd like you to do Open Graph for. Then you have to be like, okay, well, 30 changes on your pages, that's not so bad in text. Where it gets a little bit difficult is creating 30 unique images, right? And sizing them correctly for Facebook. Because if you guys notice, these images, you do have to get them to show up like this in this ratio, it's called, and show up properly both on desktop and mobile, you need to know the Facebook imaging sizes. And if you had to build 30 custom images for 30 posts, well, then you're going to have to charge your client a lot more, right? So the pricing is really going to be up to you, right? So that's Open Graph. Does anybody have any questions about Open Graph? And then I'm going to move on to the next one, which is Webmaster tools, which is pretty easy. Demir, I just kind of talked about pricing. You might have to watch the replay because I just did for like 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah, there's a replay. Yeah. So quite simple. The other thing you can do, I will mention one more thing about Open Graph, and I don't really recommend this, to be honest, but this might work for some businesses. In Project Supremacy V3, with yourself, with your clients, you can go to this link in the plugin and go to SEO settings, and then there's this tab here called Open Graph. And what these tabs are for is for global settings, meaning if I don't supply a specific setting on a page or on a post, I don't want nothing to show, I want something to show, but what should that something be? Well, that's your global setting for Open Graph. So you can set that here, okay? So Facebook title, description, and URL. So this is the default that will show if nothing else is specified. And that will be for every page, right? And some businesses, this could be good. So for instance, like who was it that was asking about the cost? You know what I mean? If you wanted to go in and do it quick, you could say to them like this: listen, for $250, I will set up a default Open Graph setting so that no matter what page on your site is being shared, it's controlled. It's got a beautiful image. It's got a beautiful description about your business, and it's got a beautiful title and a beautiful description of your business, so that no matter which page is being shared on your business, it's kind of a generalized display for your business so that people will click back to your business. And I'll charge you $250 no matter how many pages you have. And this could, like, they don't know that you only have to set up one thing, right? Just go get a really nice image done by a graphic designer, right? And tell them, I think it's 1600 by 900. So you can even look it up like this: Facebook image dimensions, Open Graph. So 1200 by 1200 you guys can just Google it. I'm not going to go through with this. Google will tell you what the best size of images to use is, and a graphic designer would absolutely know, okay? But the point is, you could foot in the door with someone, explain what Open Graph is, explain why it's important, show them what you can do for them, and say, listen, for $250 or $200 or whatever you're comfortable saying, $100, $50, I will do every page of your site with a generalized Open Graph property. If you'd like me to go further, I need to know which pages you guys want specific Open Graph properties set up for, and we can do that for every single page on your site for, you know, maybe 30 bucks more per page or 20 bucks more per page, right? So there's some options for you guys. A global property, and then if you go into your posts and pages, you can do it on a per post and a per page level for Open Graph. And that, once again, that all relates back to this guy right here, Open Graph. Okay. Next, we're going to do Google Analytics and Google Ads tracking. That one's pretty simple. Really, it's just a tag manager. Anybody that's installed Google Analytics, or so that you have access to Webmaster tools on their sites, knows that you get a little code and then you install it in a script. But for a business, having Google Webmaster tools on your business website is actually so responsible in Google's eyes. It's really a great thing to do because you just get so much data about your site. It'll tell you if you have broken pages. It'll tell you what keywords people are looking at or finding you at for your site, what pages they're visiting. You know, literally, it's just a Google's high-level detail report of your client's website, and every website should have it, right? So in order to install it using Project Supremacy V3, it's super simple, right? You simply go to V3, go to SEO settings once again, you go to Webmaster, okay? And see right here, it says Google Webmaster verification code. You copy it and paste it right here. If you want Google Analytics, you copy and paste the code right there. Now, where do you get the code? You get it from Google when you're signing up for Webmaster tools, right? Search console, I guess I should say. But it's all the same thing. Okay, so like for instance, this is where you would add a new property. So say I wanted to add a property, I would type in the domain that I wanted to add the property for. So let's just go, as an example, www.pestpurge.pro is one of my sites that I built. Okay, and then right here it says, okay, verify that you own the domain, copy this code, and then come back here and check. So I would go and I would copy and paste that code in here and then click Save Changes. I go back here, I'd say, okay, verify that it's there. And then once they verified it, boom, okay, it's all done. Actually, let's do it for Pixel Scout. Let's do a live example. Let's go to Pixel Scout. I'm pretty sure Pixel Scout's already. And that's the same for analytics, guys, and stuff like that. It's a really simple thing that you can do for your businesses. Say, listen, another foot in the door strategy, right? Listen, you're not hooked up with Webmaster tools. Here's why. Here's what you would get if you were hooked up with Webmaster tools. Let me show you their dashboard. Let me show you the information about your business website that you could get if you were hooked up with them. The legitimacy in Google is great. And then say, you know, for 20 bucks, I can install it for you. And all you're trying to do with these little items, number one, showcase your authority, that you know what you're talking about, you know what you're doing. Number two, make a client happy with you, right? So that you can sell them other services later on. So for instance, like if you did Open Graph for somebody and they're like, oh man, everything's sharing on social media so beautifully, thank you so much, you know, you'd be like, well, have you thought about installing Webmaster tools? And then you just move to the next thing. They're already happy with you, right? So you say, well, let's move to the next thing now. Let's really get you up to par. Like your ultimate goal is I want your report to be green everywhere, right? And we can do all that stuff for them. Okay, let me get back to where I was and what I was talking about. SEO settings for Pixel Scout and scripts. Sorry, Open Graph. Nope, not Open Graph. Webmaster. Here we go. So yes, I already set up. I'm set up on Google. So where's Webmaster? Let's go log into Webmaster Tools. Guys, don't download the plugin yet. I'm going to show you where to get it for free. Here we go, Webmaster Tools. And this is an example. I don't know why it's leaving me here. It should be, I want to show you guys Pixel Scout. Okay, whatever. I guess I won't do that. You guys probably, give me a 2 if you've never seen Search Console. Let me start there. Shit, that means I should show it to you. Okay, let me go to a site that I know I have shit installed on. I'll show you as much as I can. Okay. Why is it? This has changed? Because I already have properties. Here we go. All right. So this is what you could show a client, the type of information they can get. So this is for actual. This is actually for Project Supremacy V3, the site that I'm showing you the tool for. We installed Webmaster Tools code, Google Analytics code, and this is what we're seeing. We're seeing what kind of traffic we're getting from Google. This is all Google related information. We're seeing coverage information, how many pages Google has indexed that are valued, how many pages that have errors on them, what are the errors on what pages, right? You can get all these reports. You can get performance reports telling you these are the keywords people are searching for you. This is how many times we're showing them, clicking on them, the pages they're landing on, the countries they're coming from, the devices they're coming from. So for any of these business owners that are really statistics backed and they just love stats, and like typically like engineers and like mathematical like type guys just love this shit. If they don't know about Search Console, they will absolutely love it. And you guys can install it for them using PSV3 like in 10 seconds, right? Because you just do that verification process. You get that code, you go here, you paste it in, you click save, you go verify, it's done. And then I think it takes like 48 hours for them to start like really collecting all the data, right? And then you get all this. And then you can there's so much I could talk. I could literally do a webinar on Search Console, but I'm going to try and keep it to like, here's the things you could do using Pixel Scout for people. And then teaching this stuff, we'll either have to do it on different webinars or I'll show you where to go learn more about that. But that's the Search Console, guys. This is the reason that businesses should be interested in it, is because they get so much access to data that is 100% specific to their business. It's not about you, it's about them, right? And this is, you say, look, I can get you this access. Okay, so there's another one. And that code, guys, if I go back to the report, Google Analytics, that's what that one is for. Okay, Google Ads tracking is actually the Webmaster Tools Pixel. That one, okay, is going to be very, very similar to Google Analytics, but this ads tracking one is for people who are running Google AdWords. Like if you want to run, instead of running Facebook ads for clients, you want to run those ads on things like YouTube and Google properties. They have to have a Google Pixel installed, not a Facebook Pixel, right? Now to install a Google Pixel, let me show you, and I've already showed you in the training how to install a Facebook Pixel, but it's the same as the Google. So with Project Supremacy V3, once you install the plugin, once again, you go to SEO settings, but this time you go over to scripts, and you guys can see, there's our pixel code, there's Dino's pixel code, and then we have other codes. This is our messenger bot code. We have all these little like scripts that we're putting in. So when you want to install a Facebook pixel, all you would do is grab it from Facebook, go to your scripts and put it in global scripts, and then you can have it on every page of your entire site. Okay, and then you just click save changes. And the Google Pixel would be literally the same thing. It's a piece of code that you get from Google that they say, go put this code on your site. You copy and paste it here, you click save changes, and then it's done. Right? And once again, guys, this is a global script. And the cool thing is if you have a certain page or a certain post where you don't want what's going on globally to happen. So like say, for instance, I'm going to go back to that, I don't know. Let's just go to this refund page. Okay. Let's say I don't need the pixel on there, even though I have it set globally. What I can do here is go to scripts, because we're working in scripts, right? And then here I'd say, do not render global scripts, meaning when you set a global script, it by default puts those Facebook pixels and Google pixels on every page of your site, but then you can come to an individual page and say, no, don't put it on this page. And if you have a different one that's specific to this page, you can put it here, okay? So on this page with this example, only this script would show, but not the global. If I put in this script and untick this, now the global scripts would show plus my new script on this page. Where this becomes really, really fascinating is if you guys know about Facebook conversion pixels. So like if you want to know if a sale was actually generated as a result of someone visiting through a pixel, you use something called a Facebook conversion pixel, and Dino will train you guys more on conversion pixels, but you would set up your conversion pixel on a thank you page after the purchase, and then that way when you're looking at your Facebook reports, you'll see, well, this person clicked on your ad and then bought your $197 service and went to your thank you page, and it'll be registered under Facebook. And the reason you want to do that is so that you can tell if your Facebook advertising spend is actually profitable. It'll give you reports. This is how much you spent. This is how many clicks you got. This is how many sales you made, right? So that's how you do all that. Now, I know I'm kind of jumping a lot all over this place. And the idea here, guys, once again, is I'm trying to do my best. Like I said, Project Supremacy, this software that you guys are going to get is so big that it would take me, it once took us 4 webinars to explain every feature, and each webinar was 2 hours long. So it was 8 hours of features. There's a lot. So I'm just showing you what it is today. Then we're going to give it to you guys. We'll have a Q&A, but your real training, I'll show you where to get the real training, like to dig into the nitty gritty of every feature. I'll show you where to do that, okay? So the last thing, going back to the report, we've covered Open Graph, we've covered analytics, we've covered ads tracking, right? Now Schema. And I'm seeing your questions, guys, and I'm kind of ignoring them right now. Just, I'm gonna get through this and then I'll do questions afterwards. But Schema, okay, now I'm always gonna, let me start with a benefit. I mean, who knows what Schema is and who doesn't? 1, if you do, 2, if you do not. Okay, it's like, I don't know, 70-30, no, okay. The easiest way to explain Schema, okay? Best headphones, best noise canceling headphones. And I don't have to spell it right because Google will spell it for me, okay? So see this up top here? These are paid ads. This one though, this is a rich snippet, okay? This shows up from Forbes because of Schema. This is called a rich snippet, and there's all kinds of rich snippets, okay? This is another rich snippet called people also ask, questions and answers from specific websites, right? Another example of Schema related properties on Google is these top stories is another rich snippet, but the one I'm looking for, of course, Amazon. Star ratings, okay? Aggregate rating Schema produces these star ratings in Google, but all these things, rich snippets. If you go and you Google, go to Google and Google this, rich results in Google, okay? These are all called rich results. They're different types of really amazing shit that can happen in Google when people are typing in keywords. So like when you type in rich results in Google, the first 2 results that come up are actually rich results, meaning they're natural, they're organic, they're not paid for. You can't pay for this stuff, okay? You have to have Schema on your site in order to have Google trigger a rich result. But the thing about rich results is they stand out so much better than the normal results that they get a higher click-through rate, right? And there's all kinds of rich results. So this URL right here, let's go to structured data gallery, read the docs. I have to dig around to find this one, but this, guys, here we go. I'm gonna share this URL with you and I want you to go read this, okay? And this is about Schema, guys. That's where we're at right now. Project Supremacy does Schema in a really badass way. So let me send this to you. Okay, this tells you literally what types of results can happen in Google as a result of certain Schema types. So there's article, there's books, there's breadcrumbs, there's carousel, image carousels, corporate contact, which is something called knowledge graph. There's courses, critical reviews, every single one of these. And this list, guys, is growing daily because Google is trying to serve its customers the best it can, right? That's why you're seeing these types of things showing up in Google. I'm sure you've seen like the big YouTube one, the featured YouTube video. Sometimes you just see like, so let me see, like best way to stop a baby from crying, okay? I don't know, I'm just using, here's a rich result. These are rich results. These videos are normal. This is a rich result. These videos are normal, but sometimes what you'll see is this one, instead of being a question and answer result, will be an entire huge video, okay? So that's the benefit. And the most common one, and the one that businesses will understand the most, is going to be the stars, okay, the stars in their rating. So something like, okay, if I do this, where'd it go? So something like this, okay? That's going to be the one that businesses understand the most, and that's what you can show them. So that's, you can say, listen, if you want star ratings in Google, I can do that for you, but it's something called Schema. It's pretty complex, but the benefit of it is the star ratings in Google. The additional benefits are you may qualify for something called rich results in Google. There's all kinds of stuff. But let me show you now how Schema looks inside of Project Supremacy V3. I'm not going to show you how to build it. I'm going to show you what our tool is and what it does. Okay. So if you go back into the dashboard, and this is the area where you're controlling basically every site, and this can, and once again, guys, this can be client sites, your sites. I have them labeled by like, let me just show you the labels I have. So I have AdSense sites, affiliate sites, client sites, lead gen sites, my private blog network, my personal sites, my SERP tech sites, and my supremacy-based sites. I have all kinds of categories of sites. So orange ones are the type of site, blue ones are where the site is hosted, green ones are where the domain was registered, and how those render out is every domain I can quickly see, oh, it's a PBN on IP networks registered at Phoenix. And it's one-click access over there. So now let me get into Schema, okay? So if you click on the Schema feature, okay, this is where you will build Schema. And for a lot of you, right now you're about to be like, what the F are you talking about? Okay, you might already even be there. Schema is a bit complex, guys. I'm going to talk to those who know about Schema. For those of you that don't know about Schema, you might want to just blur over this part a little bit or watch and just kind of see if you pick anything up. But right after I show this, I'm going to show you guys where you can get the tool and the training, okay, which is going to be the most important part, because I cannot train you on how to build Schema on this webinar, okay? The most common one is what I'm going to start with. The one that when you guys want to go out and sell to businesses and say, listen, I can get you stars, okay? I can get you stars for your business. This is what you're going to want to do, okay? You're going to type in local business or organization, okay? So what the first step in building a schema is the type of schema that you want. So I'm going to do a bit of an overview. Schema works like this. There's schema types, and then each type has a property. Okay, there are thousands of types. There are probably tens of thousands of properties. Okay, so the one that we're interested in of the type, the first thing you're going to want to do is search the type of schema you want to build. So I'm going to start typing the word local. I see local business pop up. Yes, that's the one. I'm going to click it. Okay, and it's going to tell me a particular physical business or branch. It'll give you a description of what this schema type is. And then all these underneath are the properties of the local business schema that you have the ability to use. Now to build the schema, all you do is go through the properties and choose the ones that you understand and that you want to include in the business. So for instance, about, okay, no, I'm not gonna do that one. I'm gonna stick with the easy ones for now. Sorry, address. Okay, so I'm gonna go address, I'm gonna put in a text address, and I'm gonna just fill in a form, 123 Cherry Lane, okay? Then aggregate rating is the thing that we have to use to supply the stars. I would want to build that. Okay, and this is where it starts getting complex. I'm going to kind of browse over this fast. It's called nested schema, meaning aggregate rating is also its own property, so it has to be built on its own before it can be injected into the parent. Now, if you don't know what I just said, don't worry about it. I'll show you where to get the training. Okay, so that's where the aggregate rating is going to go. We're going to do I'm going to do Control F, email. Okay, I want to supply my email address. So email@domain.com, right? I want to do, what's the other ones? I haven't built this in. Let me actually, instead of building one, let me show you one that's finished. Okay, for a local business. Continue without saving. Bye-bye. Okay, so here's a local business. What I'm going to do is click the button that says, this button right here, what it does, it says, yeah, we know there's a lot of properties, hide the ones that I'm not using. So I just tick this little button. Whoops, just once. Okay, and there's an example. Okay, aggregate rating is nested, a description, the email, the name, the opening hours of the business, and the URL of the business. Now, here's why schema is complicated, guys. Like that, filling out a form is easy, But what filling out the form does is it builds a piece of code that looks like this. This is schema. Okay, and we use something specific called JSON LD schema, which is actually JavaScript. Now, if you don't know how to program JavaScript, well, then you're kind of SOL, but you can use something like Project Supremacy v3. This little script, guys, gets copied and pasted into the head of your website, just like a Facebook pixel, just like a Google Ads pixel, just like I showed you. That's how you add schema to any page or any site, okay? So that's really quick how to build schema. With Project Supremacy v3, first, this is the area where you build all your schemas and you save them. You can see all my URLs that I'm building schema for on the left side. This is where you build it, okay, so that you can end up with a product like this. Then where you want, with Project Supremacy v3 to install it, you would go back to your websites tab, search for the website you want to put that schema on. So for instance, I think it was asbestos. You could just start searching by keyword up here. Sorry, I'm out my typing. Okay, asbestos. So asbestoslaw.pro. Okay, so I have 2 asbestos sites. This one I'm going to click on Manage Website, and it's going to take me into the management portal for this website specifically. Then I would click on the schemas tab. Okay, and now what it's doing is saying it's looking for any schemas that I do have, but to install the schema, there's the schema that I just built. I already have it on the homepage, so if I didn't have it on the homepage, it would look like this. To add that schema, I go like that, and then I click Save Changes. And that just added that little script code to this site. Okay, so I'll take you through it. Let me close some tabs. Okay, let's actually go to this site, and don't worry that it's an ugly site and it looks like a piece of shit. That's besides the point. There's a reason for that. So here's the code once again. Now I'm going to do Control F and I'm going to search for JSON. Okay, and then right here you see a little tag. I wonder if I can make this bigger. I can a little bit. Whoops. Okay, this highlighted stuff, guys, was the exact same thing that I showed you. And what this is saying is Project Supremacy installed this piece of Java, or this piece of schema onto this website, right? And then the result of it, the result for your clients of putting that onto a site, star rating, star rating, star rating, star rating, star rating, right? That's the initial point for most of you guys. You install a local business schema, you hook it up with aggregate rating, and then you tell the business, look, we're going to get you star ratings. And why do you want star ratings in Google? Because people will click on your ad more and you'll get more business. It's an SEO related service, right? It's taking them down the path to furthering their online like presence and expertise. Like if all these boxes are green, they are badasses at marketing in 2019, right? And you can help take them there with our tools. Let me get back to this. The other thing that V3 does, guys, is you can create this sort of thing, right? Project Supremacy V3 has the ability to put a widget to collect reviews and display the reviews that you're collecting, right? So this is great for businesses. Businesses want this data. And the nice thing is that as people are leaving these reviews, like let's leave one right now. Let's do King-a-ling. And he's in, let's just say Los Angeles, and his website is, I don't care, gerber.ca. This is super cool, okay? And then I'm gonna give it 5 stars and submit my review. You can give your clients the ability to submit reviews on their site from users and display them. That now what the review submitted, thanks for leaving us review. You don't see it yet because what happened in V3 is it went into a queue. Okay, so if I go back to my dashboard, you'll see under reviews. Oh, I have to sync the site. What happens is it'll in a few minutes it'll show up here saying you have a new review on Asbestos Law Pro. Do you want to approve it, edit it, or delete it? Right? So that in a nutshell, guys, is Schema. Now I know that for anyone that's never seen it before, you're just lost. Okay, I understand that. I totally do. You're just lost. You're like, I don't understand what you said, what you did. This tool scares me. Okay, give me one if you're scared of Schema right now. And I get it. I know you are. here's why you don't have to be worried, guys. What I'm going to do right now, guys, is give you and take you and show you where to get this tool for free, okay? And explain everything about it. So I'm going to put a link in your chat box, okay? And then I'm going to go there with you right now and walk you through this. Okay. Thank you, Mark. He says, I'm not scared, I'm excited. Yeah, it's good. There you go. I love that mindset. So this plan, guys, is set up specifically for you with Pixel Scout, okay? And I saw someone ask it earlier, but isn't Project Supremacy a monthly cost? Okay, so what we're gonna do, guys, is you're gonna be able to pick this tool up and you'll be able to manage 50 WordPress sites for free forever. Okay, you'll always have that. And when I say manage 50 WordPress sites for free forever, okay, I'm gonna show you the difference between the free and the paid version right now. Okay, what you guys are gonna get for free, well, you'll get access to everything you just saw, okay? Every feature and so much more, okay? So if you guys want to go through this page and open each one of these and read a little bit more about it, you can. But what you're going to get is access to absolutely everything, okay? But we usually give a 14-day free trial to certain features. Where for projects or Pixel Scout members, we're going to extend it to 30 days. But what you get to keep for free forever, if you don't ever want to upgrade to the other shit, okay, is this dashboard right here where you can update all your sites. So if you guys have clients that are coming in with WordPress sites and they're saying, yes, I want this or I want that, you're gonna say, look, I'm gonna need to install Project Supremacy on your site to get shit done. Okay, this will give you access to the dashboard so that you can keep your entire network of clients and your personal sites organized in one dashboard. And then this websites tab where you can do WordPress updates, you can look at all the data, everything. This is always going to be for free for you, always. What goes away after 30 days, okay? And I'm going to go through these really quickly. Number one, we have a backups feature, okay, where you can take automated backups of every single one of your websites through Dropbox, FTP, OneDrive, Amazon S3, or Google Drive. You choose your schedule, you choose how many you want to keep in the queue, and then the oldest one drop off as the newest ones come on. So you can automate backups for all your sites. This will be free for 30 days. We have rank tracking. We'll give you 50 keywords that you can track keyword rankings for any of your sites that are installed on V3. This will be free for 30 days. Your schema builder will be free for 30 days. I'm not going to even talk about article injection, but all it is ordering content will be free for 30 days. But your WordPress management, guys, is going to be for 50 websites, will always be free. You'll always have access to it. And on the plugin side, why this is really, really cool, let's go back into the plugin side. You'll always be able to do the open graph stuff. So let me go into here. If you go into SEO settings, all the scripts, okay, all the open graph, the analytics, the Webmaster tools will always be free, right? Where I showed you that you can collect and display reviews, that's this part of the plugin where you go in and you build your little box. So there's the reviews for this site, for instance. But this is where you come in, and this is the box designer that you can use to design the box that you collect reviews with. This part goes away. Project Manager, I haven't even talked about. I'll show you where to get more information about the Project Manager. But what it is basically is, instead of optimizing your sites one page at a time, what the Project Manager does is actually pulls all of your pages into one area, and you can actually edit the title, URL, description, and H1s for every page from one page, as well as choose the keywords you're trying to rank on each page, get the volume, the CPC, and the competition metrics, and even the rankings. Okay, so do you guys still hear me? Give me a one if you still hear me. I just saw someone say they lost audio. Okay, so I'm not going to cover Project Planner. This is part of the free trial. Link management is a pretty link cloaker, which is really, really handy, guys. So if you want to, so for affiliate links, for any type of links that I want to, send out professionally, what we do is we put the affiliate link in, or whatever the link is, and then what I do is click copy masked URL, and what the end result of that is a link that actually looks like this. So this would be your domain, !go equals 25, instead of you know, bestbonuses.net, VR bonus, blah, 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 those ugly links. You actually make it a link that comes from your site, and then you can track all the stats of it and view your stats. This is included in it in the free trial. And then the Rescue Center is kind of an advanced help center for getting, if you get hacked or if you get viruses, this will help you restore all your shit like that. It also will help you clone sites if you want to quickly clone one website to another. Like I said, guys, V3 is a massive, massive software. Okay, this is, Todd and I have been working on this software for, I think, 4 years now. So it's really, really big. But the free features that you guys will get will allow you to help your clients do Open Graph, Google Analytics, and Google Ad Tracking. Okay, the Schema you'll get free for 30 days, which I think that's kind of, it's a good way anyways, because a lot of you aren't going to be sure if you want to build Schema or not. And then cost, people are like, right away, what's the price? What's the price? Okay, if you do want to upgrade, okay, you can keep the free feature and be fine. We have 3 different plans, and it depends on what plans you want, but we have a coupon for you guys. And I don't even upgrade for 30 days if you don't want to just test it out. But here's where you can get the pricing. So the personal site will bring you up to 100 sites, 300 keywords. You can go read this yourself. It's $47 per month for a personal site, which for most of you, 100 WordPress sites is pretty damn good. Okay, and then all the way up to agency when you're really, really big is $147 a month, or you can go annual and save a bunch more money on the monthly. It's basically 2 months free, but we have a coupon if you guys want to use it, which will save you 50% off your first month or 20% off an annual. But you guys won't even get that coupon. You'll get it by email if you sign up for the free trial 3 weeks from now. So we don't even need to worry about what it costs, okay? You can come and see this, but you'll get all the information for free from emails. Okay. Oh man, I think I covered pretty much everything I wanted to. So now what I'll do, guys, is I'll take questions. Let me just mute myself and grab a quick drink of water here. All right. Oh yeah, I did put the link in the chat box. Whoop. I'll put it in there again. It's the pixelscout.io link. The other place you guys can get this, we already actually snuck it into your members area. Okay. If you go into your Pixel Scout members area, we had that in there already. Let me close this. So if you guys go into training, and you'll notice I snuck one of my trainings into Dino's area. So here's Dino's Facebook training. But this video here, Herc Magnus, how to add a Facebook pixel to a site using Project Supremacy V3, was under Dino's. And then there's a button that says click here to get Project Supremacy V3. So it's actually been there all along. We just didn't tell you about it. We wanted to have a webinar to kind of show you guys what it is and kind of do a bit of a training on it. So it's right there. Same link. It's going to take you to the same place that I just showed you. Okay. But now training, super important part of this, right? When you guys sign up, you're going to start receiving emails that will teach you in a logical order how to use every feature of Project Supremacy V3. If you can't wait and you're like, no, I have to know now, here's a link for you. And these are basically what the emails you're going to receive are really going to tell you about. Okay. It's each of these videos, and these 8 videos will give you the basic primer of everything you need to use Project Supremacy V3. Okay. And they're anywhere from 3 minutes to 30 minutes, depending on the complexity of the feature that we're talking about. And I'll give you guys that link if you want to go here. You're going to get it by email anyways, but these videos are worth watching in your spare time. Okay. And just remember, guys, I know this is big. I know you just got on with Pixel Scout. I know some of you already like, I want to learn Pixel Scout. I want to learn that. And now you're dumping Project Supremacy V3 on me, and now I want to learn that. Just take a breath. If you feel that way, just relax and just realize this. We're giving you all the tools you need to do everything you need to do for your clients. You have all the time in the world to learn how to use them. You don't have to have this done tomorrow. This is always going to be here for you. Like I said, the free trial of Project Supremacy V3 is going to give you the ability to do the Open Graph and the Webmaster tools and like all the scripting and stuff like that. And you'll never have to pay a thing for it, and it will never go away. It won't expire. So you can relax, and you'll always have access to this. So learn on your own time. You know what I mean? Like obviously replace some television that you normally watch with some video training, I would suggest. If you're serious about your business, like you trade your shitty time for more well, produced time, I suggest that. But don't freak out. We're here for you. We've been doing this a long time. You guys can come here anytime you want and learn how to do this stuff. Okay. The other place that's going to be really, really helpful to you guys, and we are going to do this for Pixel Scout as well, and I'll show you why it's so amazing. Actually, I think I talked about this on one of the other webinars. I'm not sure. If you go to this link for Project Supremacy, I'm putting this in your chat box as well, webinars. What this is, guys, is a database of every webinar. Like right now, you're on a training webinar. This is what we do over at Project Supremacy V3 as well. Q&As, presentations, teach strategies, whatnot. But because there's been so many of them, there's now literally, I don't even know how many hours of content, and people are like, well, I just want to find one answer to my question and I don't want to search through 50 hours of content. So what we did is we dumped everything into a spreadsheet and made it searchable. So for instance, if you guys want to come and learn about schema or aggregate rating or whatever your keyword may be, type in the keyword. It will list every time we talked about the keyword that you're talking about, and this link will take you to that point in that specific webinar where this topic was being talked about. So it is literally a searchable webinar vault that you also have access to, and this feature is coming to Pixel Scout as well. It's just we only have 2 webinars right now, so it's not that hard to find your shit, right? But we will do this for Pixel Scout as well, okay? And literally anything, guys. Open Graph. Okay, anything I talked about today, you type in the keyword, there's the link to the point in the webinar, initial setup for Facebook, Open Graph. You talk about keyword research, okay, we talk about everything, SEO, PBNs, literally anything, just search it, okay? Oh man, whew. All right, I'm gonna start answering questions here, guys. I'm gonna back up.
Good stuff, man. Way to go. Yeah, guys, just want to jump in here for a minute, let Herc catch his breath. That was a huge mouthful, and we knew it would be, but we also knew that once you start using Project Supremacy and understand its power, and it just makes life so much easier, especially when you're managing, more than a couple sites. There's just so much power inside of V3, and we've been working on it for 4 years. This thing has just evolved and evolved and evolved. We continuously work on it. I mean, we're always, fixing whatever issues arise in it, of course, adding new features to it as we see necessary. We know it has a lot of features right now, so we're not just looking to add features to make it even bigger, but we look for some of the most important ones, and we feel like what we have right now is super important to managing any WordPress site. And what you'll also find out there is that most businesses are using WordPress, not all. Some got talked into Wix or Weebly or something ridiculous like that is going to cause problems in the end. A lot of what our members do is get people moved over from Wix and Weebly into WordPress. Then it just becomes much more manageable. And it has a lot to do with SEO. I mean, you have to be able to manage. Yeah, look at Herc showing you right now. 30% of the web is using WordPress. So an extreme millions upon millions of
Billions.
websites. Yeah, just an astronomical amount of sites already using WordPress. And WordPress is easy. It just is. Themes are easier. Plugins make your life easier. And then we built Project Supremacy around that as well. And what we wanted to go over today is just show you, by using Project Supremacy, you can fix these errors that Pixel Scout is finding on other people's sites pretty easily. Now, granted, some people have already brought it up. They got to be using WordPress to do this. Yes, they do. And that reminded me of something that we've done in the past and what we can easily do right away. So I think the next feature we put inside of Pixel Scout is is this domain on WordPress or not? All right. And then it would make it easier to go in and say, hey, well, I only want to work with people who are using WordPress because I have a tool now that makes it really easy for me to fix these things that I'm about to find out wrong with them. So thanks to whoever brought that up earlier. If I see your name again, I'll remember it and give you a shout out. So just by showing you Project Supremacy V3 and the way you can make more money and open up these other opportunities and look more like an expert, because I promise you, if you went and showed somebody, if they posted a page onto Facebook to kind of promote their website and it turned into like this weird image of, something on the site that's a little irrelevant or a weird title tag or a weird whatever, they have no idea how to change that. Like they do not know how to make it look like you want it to look, like the perfect image, the perfect call to action, the perfect description, all those things that Herc showed you in the very beginning about Open Graph. But super simple to do, once you're using, the plugin Project Supremacy and then what Herc showed you there and being able to manage that. And you will look like an expert to them. They're like, wow, now that looks good, right? You automatically look like, the digital marketing expert that you should look like to them in order for them to feel confident in paying you a nice monthly fee to, be their digital marketing expert, get them rankings, get them clients. Another great thing about Project Supremacy is, its SEO settings. Keywords are important. And, there's something inside of Project Supremacy called the Project Planner. As Herc mentioned, we're not going to go over that today, all kinds of training on it, but that little tool called the Project Planner is actually where Project Supremacy was born. That was the first baby inside of Project Supremacy, was something called the Project Planner. And that little tool in and of itself can take a site ranking for a few keywords to ranking to hundreds of keywords. Now we're really getting into Herc and I's wheelhouse here, and that's SEO and ranking sites for multiple keywords. Dino is our resident ads expert because that's what he's been doing for years. Well, SEO and these things that we just talked about is what Herc and I have been doing for many, many years. So Project Supremacy has a shot right there, a screenshot right there of the Project Planner. That tool right there, once you get the hang of that tool right there, and you have a client that's willing to let you, they should let you install this plugin, will do no harm whatsoever. And then you'll start understanding how to use that tool, how to craft content around keywords that are getting traffic and that you can rank for. You'll see that little green and red and yellow colors inside of that image, and that just goes to show you, what keywords can be had and what's going to be difficult, and kind of gives you an idea because we're pulling metrics, we're pulling cost per click, how much is that keyword worth, what its competition is, and things like that. Some of those little SEO things that sound all crazy and weird, but it's really, really not. It's just purely logic and some simple math. And here we go. Herc's getting into it now. And this tool right here is just phenomenal to help someone grow their organic ranking. 100%. Lots of training on that piece right there as well. I know once you do sign up for the free trial, you're going to get drip fed. I believe over the course of a few weeks, different aspects and links to the training of that particular aspect of Project Supremacy V3. So people keep asking, is there in-depth training on this? And that stuff. That yes, Herc showed you the keyword, the webinar keyword tool, where you can type in a keyword and go listen to what we have to say about a particular topic. Because we've literally, I can't even count the number of hours of webinars we've done on V3 over the last couple of years. We typically hold a V3 webinar once a month, sometimes twice a month. Sometimes we just have a webinar just for the hell of it, and we get into V3 things. It just depends on what the audience wants to talk about. Another great thing about V3 that we added in that came up in V2 is Schema, and Herc went over that with you a little bit. And V2 was basically, Schema was actually, the second baby of Project Supremacy, in my opinion. And Schema is extremely beneficial to your SEO efforts. And the way I like to describe schema is your web page is built up of a lot of content and text that someone wrote that describes what that web page is about. And in the old days, Google would spider that content, slurp it all up, take it back to one of their data centers like Big Daddy, and they would analyze all of those words. And then they would use hundreds of thousands of servers and their built-in artificial intelligence and all of these things to understand what exactly you're talking about. And then they pick out, the keyword density and all of these little things that go into their algorithm so they know what your keyword's talking about and where it should rank, how heavily it's favored over one topic, how heavily it's favored on one topic than another. Now, what Schema does, and when it first came out, Google was absolutely in love with you if you put this on your website, and they still are. If you don't have Schema on your websites or your clients' websites, you look pretty amateurish in Google's eyes. Because what Schema does is Schema hand feeds them on a silver platter exactly what you're talking about with these little labels, the whites around the greens. The green is what is the written word of what you're telling them. The white is telling them what this means, what this is about, like description. Boom, here it is. We don't have to go and spend X amount of computing power to determine what your site is about. You are literally telling us on a silver platter, this is what I'm talking about. And you have labels and description and tags around this content. And Google sees that and they go, thank you so much. You just saved us X amount of computing power. Now we know what you're talking about. So thank you very much. You already get a brownie point. Okay. Now, in the very beginning, when we first came out with Schema, we were probably the first plugin that ever put Schema, or the first ones to ever put Schema into a plugin and made it simple, where you did not know how to use. You didn't have to be a programmer to get Schema into your HTML code. We would inject it using our plugin. And that was good. It was good. Every site that we ever put V2 on immediately shot up in the rankings. As soon as Google understood or saw that you were smart enough and expert enough to give them what they want in JSON LD format, they loved you for it. And that still goes to the case today, but now everyone's doing it. Ever since the public launch of V2, it's everywhere now, right? So now there's a lot more competition doing it. So you don't see as big of a bump because everyone around you is using it as well. All right, but it's still very, very important. We have hundreds of thousands of sites using V2 that are maybe not hundreds of thousands, thousands and thousands, tens of thousands. Let's say I know that for a fact. V2 was an unlimited version, and good God, I don't know how many that went on. V3 is a little more limited because there's just so much more going on, and it costs a lot more to do things. But we have seen that this pushed up so many sites into the rankings. Another very, very cool feature that Herc pointed out was those star features, the star ratings. Star ratings are very, very important. If you can get those onto your client site, they will get more traffic. It's a proven fact that those stars generate right there. Herc's showing you. Not every site has them, but if you go into a lot of local businesses, a lot of local searches like, plumbers in Dallas or plumbers wherever, you will notice that there are a few with stars. That's because they're using Schema. And those are the ones that are getting clicked on the most. Let's see if we can find some stars there. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, not these ones. These are paid. These are paid. These are paid. These are paid. These are maps.
There it is right there. Tell me who's going to get the most clicks there out of those top three. The guy with the 5-star rating. I mean, we're also inclined to, if you want to go out to eat and you heard of a restaurant, what do? The first thing you do is you go to Yelp or you look at its reviews, right? We're all like socially, conditioned to look at the reviews, and that helps us make our decision and pushes us one way or another. So don't mean to beat a dead horse there, but star rating is done by Schema. Herc gave you an example of that earlier, how easy it is to do. And I promise you, if you get star ratings for your client, again, you become a marketing expert. You become worth the money they're paying you. Because
look at this. This is a good example of what you're saying. Best sushi in Edmonton, right? Like who eats fish in Edmonton? But people do. Not a single person has Schema.
Wow.
right? That's a massive opportunity for restaurants.
Yeah. Yep. Just get one person to, they're obviously not using Schema, obviously, because that's one of the first things you do if you know what you're doing, and your click-through rate goes up. And so I just wanted to kind of reiterate a few very important points there that Herc was making. I know Herc was saying a whole lot and did a great job of better than I can do of explaining the details, but on a higher level, I just want you guys to know that it may seem overwhelming a little bit, but if you just break them down at one thing at a time, then it's not that hard to grasp. And it's very, very important. That's why they're in V3. We didn't put things in V3 just to be bloated. We put things in V3 because they're super important. Super, super important to help your clients get more leads and better rankings and more traffic.
Here's a good
more
one.
Money.
I didn't even talk about this one, but I do want to show it because it's important.
Okay.
Clients can fuck shit up, and they do.
Yeah, no doubt.
Now, with V3, okay, if you're going to be working with a client, and here's where it typically happens. You have the owner of the business that you talk to, and they agree, yes, I want you to help us with our SEO. But that business also has a tech guy, right? And tech guys know everything, right? So they're like, well, I can do this and I can do that. So you install V3 and you start working on some of the, the SEO elements or the scripting of their site. So let me set this up for you so I can really display it. So let's say that this was a client of ours, okay? Don't worry about the domain, it is our own site, but let's say it was a client and you want to hide from that know-it-all webmaster, or you want to hide from the client who can go in and kind of, mess with your work, even though they shouldn't be. Here's what you can do. Go to the client site, go to manage website, right? And right here, you're going to click this button, hide plugin. Okay, so plugin has successfully hidden. So now I'm going to refresh this page. This is the client site now. See, this is where V3 is. I'm going to refresh this page. Of course, I just got booted. Where to go? This one's ours. Don't worry about this one. That one won't show up for anyone. This is for us, but it's gone. You can actually hide V3 from your clients so that they, number one, don't know what it is that you're doing. They're not seeing the tool that you're using. They're not seeing how you're getting things done. You're hiding your magic from them, right? And then when you need to go in and update things, well, simple. Click show plugin, go back, refresh the page. There it is again, right? So you can hide this from your clients, which is amazing, because I know a lot of people are afraid of, once you do things for your client, once they see how you do it, they'll leave you. Well, now you can hide it so that the client will never know what the hell you did.
Yeah, and if they ever kick you out and not pay you, you can deactivate it from your dashboard, so it takes away all their schema and all of their work that you had done for them. So
yeah, this button is what Todd just said, and that's to be used very, very sparingly. You're with a client, you've done a bunch of work for them, they decide not to pay you, you give them a warning. Listen, if you don't catch up on your billing, I'm going to undo everything I've done. And they're like, I just took away access, your admin access to my site. You can't log in. I'm keeping everything. You're like, no problem, buddy. You come here, you click this button, and it nukes them. It takes everything you've done for them. And what it really does, guys, is it severs a connection between our database and their website. The way that everything works in Project Supremacy is when we're writing schema or we're writing optimization, all the stuff we showed you, all the forms you're filling in, the scripts, everything, we're not actually saving it on the client's site. We're saving it in a database in the back end, and we're pushing it to their site. So when the client doesn't pay you, what you can do is actually deactivate the plugin, and all it really does is it severs that connection so that that information disappears from the client's site. It's still there, it's still able to be put back if the client finally hands over his money, but it just severs it from their site so that when they log back in, all the work you did is all of a sudden just disappeared from them. And that's when they panic. And they're like, put it back. And then you're like, okay. And then you come in and you click this reactivate the plugin and it puts it all back. right? And you could do that whether they remove your access from their site or not, right? Super killer feature. And this is like an example of what Todd said. There's no feature in this software that is here because it's just some stupid feature that we thought would be cool. It's there because we use it in our business. Todd and I are SEO guys. We came from an SEO background. And I think by looking at this software, you can tell how much thought and time and money has gone into this software, right? Brian says, do you recommend to kill your work if a client quits paying, or let them have it? It depends on the initial conversation you have with your client and what you've laid out. Like the really, really bad ones, you know, if you say, listen, I'll do all this stuff for you on a certain contract, on a certain length. If you meet that certain length, you get to keep it. But if you quit after a month, I will remove my work. Like it depends on the conversation you have up front, and you should be very, very transparent with your clients up front and tell them that. Say, if you know this is all this work I'm going to do is on an agreement that you're going to pay me for a certain term, and at the expiration of that term, I will never deactivate anything. But if you cancel my contract, then yes, I will take my work back. But that's something you talk about, and that could be a negotiating tactic. I mean, there's a million ways you can do things. Does the plugin have a hide my WordPress feature? No. How much will their website be affected after deactivation? It'll be affected by the exact amount of work that you put into it. So if you changed one title, it'll only affect one title. If you did optimization for every page and post on their site, it will deactivate every optimization you've done. Okay, let me back way up, guys, because I know there was a lot of specific questions. What about the schemas? Okay, I don't want to get too much into detailed schema. I'm going to leave that for the advanced trainings, because I showed you guys where to get the more advanced trainings for schema. Michael, will this replace WordPress Schema Pro? I don't know what that is, but I do know this. There's only one other schema product on the market that actually has all the schema properties. So if you actually want to know everything about schema, the official place to go is actually called schema.org. Okay, and I'll put this link in there for you if you really want to learn about schema. If you don't know anything about schema, reading this might just be like, what the hell is this? But all the schema types are listed here. Now, there's only 2 tools on the internet that I know of that have almost every single property that schema has, because if you just do a search for like local business, all these are the types of schemas, the types of schemas and all their associated properties, right? Now, like I said, there's thousands. These are properties. This is the type. This is the type of schema. These are the properties of the type. Now, there's way more properties of each type, but there's thousands of types, I think. There's so many. And that means that if there's at least 50 properties for each type, it's such a massive amount of schema, and it's growing all the time because Google is endorsing schema. They are using it. They are recommending it. It's in Webmaster tools. They're checking for it. It's in rich snippets. The only 2 tools that I know of that are keeping up with schema.org are one called schemaapp.com, which is the minimum price is $97 a month, and that's all you get is schema, and then ours. So something like those WordPress tools that you see that do schema, they take the most popular ones like local business, kind of like what V2 did. Our first variation of Project Supremacy, all we did was took the ones that everybody was using, right? Like the most popular shit, and we put it into the plugin. But then we started realizing people were getting better at schema and asking for more obscure types of schemas like recipes and restaurants and questions and answers. So we had our coders work their magic and grab them all. So there's only 2 tools, and I'll tell you, and right off the top, I'll show it to you. We're not trying to lie to you guys. If you go to, I think it's schemaapp.com. Yeah, these guys. Okay, and they're good. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, they are good, but they're freaking expensive. There's, where's their pricing? They've changed this too. Oh, they've lowered it. They must have seen our webinars. Number of users, number of domains, 1 and 1, $30 a month. So you guys already, you just got 30 days for free. So our minimum level that you guys to keep the schema is $47 a month. That's for 100 websites. Plus, you could build schema for 100 websites. Plus, the nice thing about our schema editor is once you've built a schema, remember when I showed you the render and the schema code actually popped up? You can copy and paste that to HTML sites, Wix sites, Shopify stores, e-com stores, any type of website, right? We've built it with Project Supremacy V3. We built it so that you didn't have to do any copying and pasting to inject the schema into your page. We made it so that all you have to do is click a button to add it to your WordPress sites. But some people were like, well, I want it for a HTML site, and we're like, okay, no problem. Press this button, view JSON schema code. Press this button, copy. Okay, successfully copied to clipboard, and now go paste this in the head of your HTML site or your Wix site or your e-com store. So the difference between pricing with these guys do it for one site. We do it for 100 sites for $47 a month. Plus you get the WordPress management, plus all the other features I showed you. I mean, we're killing them in price, and we're the only other game in town that has the entire schema.org repository, right? So our pricing proposition is smoking these guys.
Hey, Herc, show them the way to go and nab schema from someone else's site.
Oh yeah, sure.
This is also super cool, guys. If you're on Google and you're searching around, I know when Herc opened this conversation, he showed you examples of people using schema on their site, and you see a lot of neat things, neat rich snippets, and you're like, oh, wow, I wonder how they're doing that. Like, that looks complicated, and it could very well be. Like, you may not be able to pull that off unless you get someone who's used to doing that kind of stuff. But what we've built is a way to find those snippets and copy them down. Copy the JSON LD down from another site. So
what was one of those examples for rich snippets? I'll just show it to you like this. I'll keep it simple. So if you're browsing Google, guys, and like Todd said, you see those things like the rich snippets or the articles or this, and you don't know, like this is something we built for people that are like, what type of schema do I use? That's the question that they ask. Like, I have no idea what type to use since you told me there's 1,000 types. Well, if you see a result that you like, okay, who cares what type of schema it is? You like the result that they're getting. So then what you do with our tool, you load their domain. Okay, you copy that domain. You go back to the schema builder in Project Supremacy V3. Okay, and you use this button right here. It's called the duplicator. So you do this and it says, okay, what website do you want to duplicate the schema from? And you say, well, I liked what I saw in Google from this URL. So then I'm just going to name it, I don't know, I'll just call it testes. And then we'll put it in the miscellaneous group or whatever. We can put it anywhere we want. Okay, and then I'm going to run the duplicator. And what it's going to go do is check this URL for what type of schemas they're using and every single property that they're using, and pull it back in so that you guys can literally copy their schema structure. And all you have to do to like make it relevant to your site is just change their information out for your own information. Sorry, my internet, of course, is slow when I'm doing this. I've got too many tabs open. Come on. Let me close some pages here. But yeah, this is for people who are like, I don't really know what type of schema to use. Well, it doesn't really matter. You can just go find, let me find another result. What was some of the other?
yeah, you basically just take it down there and save it to a group, and then whenever you want to apply that to your own site, you load it up, and then you make your edits, right? You make your field edits. Like, you want to change the name, obviously, maybe the hours. You're not your details aren't going to be exactly like the other guys. So you would just edit those boxes that fit your scenario. And then if some things don't apply, there's always the remove box. So basically it gives you a great starting point of what to do and how to do it. And all that is about just editing those boxes.
Okay, let's run a different one. Let's do the same thing. Let me refresh this. It's for people that don't know what type of schema to use and they're too lazy to try and figure it out. So we're like, okay, well, we'll just let you copy other people's shit.
It's what yeah. And that way you don't have to be, like super duper expert at everything. You just look at what other people's doing.
no schema in JSON LD. So this is an important point. So you might see a star rating in Google like that, and it says no JSON LD. There's 3 formats of schema. There's microdata, there's JSON LD, and there's RDFA. But Google specifically says we highly recommend JSON LD. These guys are probably using what's called microdata schema, and that's why Supremacy is saying we're not finding anything, because they're not using JSON LD.
Right.
So let me do,
exactly.
let's do this. Edmonton SEO.
Yeah, we had options in the beginning, but the more I read, Google just specifically said they favored JSON, so we went with JSON instead of microdata. If you research this enough, you'll come across somebody that says, no, I love microdata. Well, I'm sure you do, but Google prefers JSON.
So here you go, guys. We just grabbed this guy's website. He's using 4 schema properties. He's ranked #1 for Edmonton SEO. And these are the 4 schemas that he's using. So we can actually pull those into a folder. Let me do this properly. I could run the duplicator, that guy's URL. I'll name it blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to save it into a folder, maybe Andy. Okay, and I'll run that duplicator. And now that specific folder is for this guy's clone of the schema. So then once it's done, all you do, so it's pulling it in right now, all 4 properties, all 4 types with all associated properties that he used.
What happened? Oh, you backed out the page?
I backed out. Here it is right here. Okay. So now what you do is you open up his schemas and you go show my properties only. These are the stuff that he put in. You just change it for your own information, your email address, your description. Okay. The geo one, you'd open it up. Okay, this is a nested schema. That's why it opens in a new window. Okay, and you do the same thing. You show only your properties. Okay, and then you change your latitude, your longitude, all your data, and then you click save, and you literally cloned their schema without having to know anything about schema. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, cool stuff. So schema's not as daunting as it seems at first glance, and we understand that, having had webinars on this and seen the questions that come in, and I mean, we don't know how to make it any simpler yet, but I just can't stress the importance of having it on a client's website. So if you don't do it here, you have another way of doing it. It's perfectly fine. It's whatever's best for you and your situation. But please do get schema on there. We try to make it. Well, we just showed you, how we use it, and we think it's easy, although it looks daunting just because there's so many variables. But we added the show only my properties kind of thing, and the trash can over there, remove stuff that you aren't interested in, because schema can get like so many variables that you're like, I don't have that, I don't have that, I don't have that, and it doesn't matter that you don't have it. You don't have to fill in every single blank. If you just put one piece of schema that has your name and your hours of operation, man, Google's still going to like you for that because you gave them something easily. So now, of course, the more you add, the more they can do with that data, but they're still going to like you for having some schema on there. So, I mean, I've never seen anyone build schema using one of these properties on the left, or one of these types, and fill in every blank. Like, you don't. You just fill in what's necessary.
No. Never. Not once in all the schemas I've looked at. Never. It will never happen.
No. Just put what you can, put what you know, and go with that. And,
yeah, when you guys go through my trainings, I have detailed trainings of how to use this. You'll see that. Like, and what Todd just said is exactly what I always say. If you don't know, don't do it. If you know what an address is, fill it out. If you know what a description is, fill it out. If you don't know what, let me turn these off. If you don't know what an action option, don't fill it out, and you'll get better. But there's detailed training now. A bunch of questions here. So some people are asking, so kind of sum up all the services using V3 that you could sell to clients. Oh my God. So schema, obviously. General site maintenance. Okay, let's talk about the free version. But first of all, for anyone that's like, no, I don't want to spend any more money, what can I do with my free version and charge people for, so that I can finally give Todd and her $47 for the other version? So number one, you guys can do general site maintenance, okay? Let me manage your site. I'll make sure it's consistently updated, error-free, spam-free, because we also get rid of spam posts, comments, all that shit. General site maintenance, okay? Anytime a problem comes up with your site, I'll be there to fix it. Any updates that happen, I will update your site within 12 hours. Just general maintenance for every one site, as many sites as you want. Charge, depending on the number of sites, charge them 20 to 100 bucks a month, whatever you want, because it's super simple with V3. Literally, guys, you guys are watching. I showed you this. 197 websites is how many sites I'm managing. 160, 70 of these actually matter to me. It takes me no less than a minute a day to come here, say, oh, there's an uptime alert here. This is the description. Okay, go fix it. This, go fix, update your plugin, done. 197 websites I can manage, no problem. So you can manage however many clients you want from here, charge a little bit of money for general maintenance, just on the free version alone, okay? General maintenance. Next thing you can offer them is, on the free version, is from the reports, Open Graph installation. You can install a general Open Graph setting for their entire business. So any page that's shared shows a proper Open Graph, okay, generally. And you can say, listen, I will do that for your site for $100. I'll set it up for you, no problem, don't worry about it. And then if you want to go page by page, I'm going to charge you 20 bucks a page or 30, whatever you want. I can't tell you pricing, guys. This is something you're going to have to get comfortable with deciding, right? Or ask in the group what other people are charging. Open Graph on the free version. Analytics, any script installations, Facebook pixel installs. So basically when you're in the plugin, okay, let me get back in there for all you freebie guys. Where am I? Okay, let me go back like this. These are all, remember, sellable items off just the free version, 2 clients, okay? General SEO settings, you can go in and update their type. So basic SEO, okay, updating their titles, descriptions, stuff like that. Script installation, so installing the Facebook pixel, the AdWords pixel, any other things that require script installations you can do on the free version. General Open Graph, Webmaster tools installations, 301 redirects. If they have old pages that need to be redirected to new pages, either automatically when a page changes or manually when you want it to happen, 301 redirecting is built in. You can charge for that. General maintenance from the dashboard. All those things can be charged to a client, and you can do all those things with the free version you just got. If you want to get more in depth, the paid version, the additional services you can charge clients, keeping backups of their websites for them, doing rank tracking for them. Do you want to know what keywords you're ranking for in Google and what position? You can do rank tracking for them and send them reports. Building schema. Advanced SEO using the project planner. Okay, this is kind of a two-way street. The good thing about the planner, and once again, we're not going to go into high level detail. There's 2 ways you can use this. Number 1, you can pull in every page and post that exists on your website and then analyze the on-page optimization elements of them from right here. Sorry, I'm trying to do expand all. This is only 5 pages of a site. This is a 30-page site. I'm only concerned with these 5 pages. That's why you only see 5. But you can pull in every page into here automatically and say, listen, I can do advanced level SEO for you. Okay, and that's where you're doing the title, the URL, the description, the H1, plus the keyword research and the rank tracking. Okay, you can do it basic on the free, advanced level SEO on the paid version, the $47 a month version. Schema, what else was there in here? Affiliate link management is anytime a site, and I saw someone ask a question about this, and let me talk about this. Anytime a site needs to link out or an affiliate link or anything like that, long links like this are just ugly, and links that aren't from your website are bad in Google. And someone said, is cloned or is cloaked affiliate links bad in Google? And the cool thing about ours, guys, is once you build an affiliate link with Project Supremacy V3, So like even our webinar registrations, we have 2 types of ways that you can send this link out. One is a short code. So when you're on a post or a page and you're building it out and you want to insert one of the links that you put here, all you have to do is this. Let me go to a page editor. Okay, let me edit this page. So let's say I'm writing content on a post or a page, and then I want to put in one of my links, my affiliate links, but I want a few things to happen. There's important shit for each link. Number 1, I want it to be pretty. I want it to be short. I want it to be secure. I don't want to lose link juice. There's all these things. So you can use a short code. I'm trying to find a nice text element. Here we go. Okay, in the editor that you see right here, you see 4 little project supremacy icons. This one is for all your affiliate links. So there's all my affiliate links. I can add it with a short code. Okay, so there, I just added an affiliate link to this post, and it's short code based. It will display either by the text or the image that I applied when I set up the link. Number 2 is when you want to share a link off of your site. Okay, we have something called a masked URL, and let me show you what that looks like. So actually, you guys just saw one. The link that I gave you guys to go grab this free trial, notice it said pixelscout.io/go equals 12. Okay, let me put this in here for you. Okay, this is what you guys saw. This is Project Supremacy V3 cloaking an affiliate link. Now, there's 2 types of people that don't like affiliate links. Number 1, Google. Number 2, Facebook, right? But the nice thing about our cloaked affiliate links is that I own the site Pixel Scout, and my link is now a Pixel Scout link, right? So let's take a Pixel Scout link and go put it on Facebook and see what happens. Let's actually grab a real affiliate link, not even a Pixel Scout link, because that wasn't an affiliate link. Let's show you guys what happens with an actual affiliate link. So here's an affiliate link, okay? I'm gonna copy the masked URL. I'm gonna go to Facebook. I'm gonna go to the Pixel Scout group. And let's hope Facebook hasn't gotten real clever so I don't look like a fool on this webinar. I'm gonna go post an affiliate link in Facebook. You guys ever seen Facebook block affiliate links before? What's happening? Whoa! Oh, I didn't let it finish. It didn't finish properly. What it'll do is it'll go to the end of the line and still put the link up. So you can post them on Facebook. Google doesn't like affiliate links, but when you're using the mask link or the short codes, you're not actually using the long form link, you're using an internal link, because let me show you why. Each link you set up, when you set it up, you have 4 options for each link. Oops, I just cloned that, I'm moving too fast. Okay, when you set up a link, number 1, you have the option, do you want your link to open in a new window? Yes. The reason why is when someone visits your site and you're sending them somewhere off-site, you want them to leave your site open in a window so that it increases the amount of time that they're actually staying on your site, which is good in Google's eyes. So you always want to set it to open in a new window. Number 2, you want to add a no-follow attribute to any link that you build that is leaving your site so that when you're building links to your site for SEO purposes, you're not losing juice. Okay, and if you don't know about link building and juice, go to that webinar section and type in link building and listen to me talk about building links and the bucket with the holes analogy about link building. Okay, that's what no follow is doing. And then masking a URL is saying take this entire affiliate link and mask it with the domain that I am building the link on. So right now, this plugin is installed on projectsupremacy.com. It turns the affiliate link into a link that is hosted on projectsupremacy.com. Okay, so it makes a pretty link, and then of course it does track all your stats for you. So you can do link management for clients if you wanted to. I don't know if you'd ever do that, but it's more useful for yourself than for your clients, to be honest. All right, how long have we been on this webinar? 2 hours and 15 minutes, Jesus. And you know what, guys, I apologize again. I see just 100 more questions than we've answered. And it's so hard. There's so many people on the webinar. You guys are awesome, asking so many questions. Okay, so let me go over what you guys are getting again, okay? Because I see that being asked. yes, there will be a replay. It will be posted in your members area. Oops, that was supposed to go to everybody. Hang on. Okay. So let's go visit this. What you guys are getting. Oh, my internet's slow. Okay. This is a Pixel Scout deal. And you can read all about it from this link, okay? You're gonna be able to manage 50 WordPress sites free forever. So that means you can do the WordPress management, control your sites, your client sites from a single dashboard, do all the basic SEO elements, do all the scripting, the open graph properties, all the basic SEO elements on 50 sites plus WordPress management for them, free forever. You get that free forever. The 30-day trial is for all the other features that come with it, okay? And normally it's 14 days. For you guys, we're giving you 30. That's all this shit, okay? The schema builder, the review and rating manager, the project manager, the rank tracking, the automated backups, the link management, all that stuff is on a 30-day free trial. If you guys choose after 30 days or anytime within 30 days that you do want to upgrade, it will be $47 a month for the main version, and that's probably plenty for you guys. But if you have a bigger agency, there's better plans for you. But you'll get a coupon that will allow you to get it the first month at 50% off, and it's a Pixel Scout coupon only. Okay, so that's what we're giving everybody. What does it cost after the 30 days is like I said, $47 a month. You can go to v3.projectsupremacy.com to get to pricing. But don't join from that link because you're getting a longer free trial with the link I just gave you. But here's pricing, guys, $47 a month for the personal site, which ups you to 100 websites, ups you to 300 keyword rank trackings. Here's the free version that you guys are getting, except it's not a 14-day trial, it's 30 for you guys. And here's the pricing, okay? But don't worry about pricing. You got 30 days for free. Plus we'll tell you in your members area, there'll be a button. It'll be like, want more power? And you'll be like, yeah. And then it'll pop up these pricing options. And $47 a month, trust me guys, is freaking ridiculously cheap for the amount of features that are built into this tool. It's crazy good. Can you make a non-SSL link with an SSL? Can you make a non-SSL link with an SSL link? Do you mean with that link building tool? Can you? I'm not sure what you mean. Like, if your site is a non-SSL, can you build an SSL link? Yes. If your site is an HTTPS, can you link to a non-HTTPS? Yes. You can do both. If you guys already have a V2, because there's a lot of you, a V2 or a V3 account. Okay, first of all, if you have a V2 account and you're asking like about V3, number one, V2 has been out for over 2 years, and Todd and I have done 4 webinars and emailed all you V2 members relentlessly to upgrade to V3. I don't know how you missed it. This is one of those email things where, like, it's been 2 years and we've posted about it in the groups, we've emailed about it. I just don't know how you missed it. If you're really that concerned about like your V2 to V3 upgrade deal, email support and ask them to help you out, and they will, okay? If you guys already have V3, you are either on the free trial, you're either on a paid plan, or you're on the 50, like after, when you cancel a paid plan, so let me explain it like this, guys. You start off with a free trial, right? And then you either stay on the free trial or you upgrade to a free or to a paid plan. That's up to you. If you upgrade to a paid plan and you cancel, you go back to the free trial, because that free trial is free forever. It's 50 free sites forever, and it all happens automatically. So if you don't know what you have, first of all, and you can't remember and you haven't used it in a while, all you have to do, guys, is go to app.projectsupremacy.com to log in and use the forgot your password link, okay? And you'll know what you have by logging in. Somebody said I currently use Manage WordPress and this is so much better. Yeah, the difference between us and Manage WordPress is that we do it all and they just do Manage WordPress. The difference between us and Schema app is we do it all and they just do Schema. The difference between us and Pretty Links is they just do Pretty Links and we do Pretty Links and then everything else. So like, we're really an all-in-one solution. Like we even have the small things built into here, like the quick starts. Like if you install a WordPress blog and you want to do the easy WordPress setup, like I didn't even cover this. Like I said, there's so many features where you first install WordPress and you're like, hey, I got to set it up quick. Like, okay, remove all the shitty post page, set my permalink structures to post name, get rid of all the stupid comments, blah, 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 go. It sets up your WordPress with a blank, clean slate right away with the plugins you want, with the themes you want, with all the crap gone. Like even small stuff like that is built in. Yeah, we're cheaper than a lot of the other solutions that just have one or two of these features, but we have them all. We really are. Our value proposition is, I honestly believe it's truly, truly amazing. It's a great tool. No problem. I mean, bye. I currently, you are cheaper. Comment on WPMU dev. You want me to comment on, well, I don't think I really know too much about WPMU dev, but it sounds like a WordPress management tool. And like I just said, WordPress management tools do WordPress management. Project Supremacy V3 does everything outside of WordPress management. Schema, affiliate link tracking, advanced SEO, basic SEO, 301 redirects. Holy shit, the list goes on and on and on and on. It's massive. There is a graphic, I think, somewhere. I think it's on, no, it's not on. Sorry guys, I'm just like searching for things. There, like we did one of those graphics that says, here's all your features. Is this it? No, I don't remember where that was, maybe on webinars. But like there's so many things we do. And like all these other tools, they're specialists in what they do. We try to be a specialist in everything. So far, we're pulling it off pretty cool. Do we have an affiliate program? Yeah, it's in the footer link of our website. So this replaces WP Fresh Start. There it is. Okay, guys, here, let me scroll through this with you. This is on our webinars page. Remember when I showed you guys to come and do that search function where you wanted to learn about any feature and you could be like, okay, show me about affiliate links, right? And you just type in the keyword and it shows you. If you scroll down to the bottom of that, okay, PSV3 contains all the features of 4 other popular. We're only comparing ourselves to these 4 products because those are kind of our main features. But here's what we do versus what they do. Schema app, they do just Schema, nothing else. CMS Commander or any other WordPress management software, they don't do any Schema, but they do a whole bunch of WordPress management features. Then Pro Rank Tracker, which is a rank tracking solution, they do rank tracking, but they don't do anything else, right? We do everything, everything. And this hasn't even been updated in a few years, this graphic. That's the difference. But we do it for 47 bucks, where each one of these on its own is a minimum of 47 bucks. That's why we think it's a good value. We know it's a good value. Does it replace WP Fresh Start? Yeah, well, not replaces it. It's just, you don't need WP Fresh Start if you have V3. Because V3 is just so much more. No, we don't do image compression. We also don't do sitemaps. We did mess with sitemaps for a while, but we decided to go against building a sitemap because there's a plugin called Google XML Sitemaps that is absolutely fantastic and it's free. And we just recommend that you use that. He says V3 is really comprehensive. WPMU doesn't even come close. Yeah, a lot of tools don't really come close because we took on so much, right? Like this is 4 years of development to get to this point. The Google, it's literally called XML Sitemaps, Google XML Sitemaps, WordPress plugin. Do you have training on setting up your WordPress site for best results? Yes, in the training area. You'd love to know all the plugins I use. That's actually a feature, which is kind of cool. I'll talk about it like this. Inside the app, Okay, so I don't use these same plugins every time on every site, but I typically use the same group of plugins based on the type of site, right? So if it's a client site, I'll install this plugin. If it's a private blog network, I'll install these plugins. If it's a money site, I'll install these type of plugins. So what we did, if you go to your account and settings, and so in V3 in the dashboard, if you go to account settings and you go to my plugins and themes, what we built is you could store here in this area your favorite plugins that you use all the time, like all the time, right? And even if you just like it and you want to use it. So to get them into here, there's a whole bunch of different ways. You can upload a plugin that you like. You can search WordPress from your websites when you're looking at your websites. Let me show you kind of, there's all kinds of ways to get plugins into your favorites folder, like my favorites plugins. One of the ways I do it the most is if I'm working on a certain website, okay, in the manage website, and I'm in the plugins section, and I'm like, oh yeah, I love contact form, I always use it. I can click this download button, and that actually downloads it into my favorites folder, right? Then what you can do is start grouping your plugins. So let's say this button here, plugin groups. Well, let's say I want to create a new type of group. So let's add a new group. So my group name is going to be Pixel Scout Setup, or I don't know, like certain type of site that you always install. So you create that, you create a color for the plugin group. Okay, we'll go with purple. And then I want this plugin, this plugin, this plugin, and this plugin, and then I save that group. Now I have that group tagged. What I can do when I want to install it on my websites is instead of uploading those 4 plugins, I just upload that group. And it just grabs those 4 plugins for me and puts them on there. So for instance, let me do it like this. The other thing we do is tag sites. Remember, I already showed you that. Let's say, okay, so PBNs. Let's go with PBNs, my private blog, or yeah, let's go with PBNs. So I'll tag PBNs, and what that does by clicking the tag is see how it filtered out my sites? Now I'm only working on sites that are tagged PBN, and I can do that with clients too. Then what I can do is go actions and then go switch view, and then it loads all my PBNs into this window, right? So then what I can do is say, okay, select all 100 PBNs, okay, and then I'm gonna go to plugins on the right side. Sorry, my internet's choking right now. Okay, so now I have all hundreds of my PBNs selected. I go to the plugins folder, okay, and you can see I selected all those websites. What I can do now is if I want to upload that group of 4 plugins to all 100 websites, I go to upload plugins, and then it says, okay, do you want to upload a plugin from the WordPress repository? I can search for a plugin from the WordPress repository, or I search plugins by group. There's my Pixel Scout setup group. There's the 4 plugins, and then I click upload. Those 4 plugins will be uploaded to 100 websites automatically. So that's 400 plugin installs with a couple of clicks. That's kind of the idea of the WordPress management and the power of WordPress management, right? I'm OCD, guys. That's how a lot of these features get built in there. I'm like, well, I want a way to do it like this or that. Yeah, it's crazy good, guys. It's crazy good. The functionality in PS is mind-boggling, and you haven't even scratched the surface. Wow, thank you. Does this work with Elementor? Is that a theme, Jennifer? But the answer is yes, if it's a theme. It works with any theme. OCD is a blessing and a curse. No, it's a plugin editor. I'm not sure. Probably, if it's a plugin, it works with plugins. Because, I mean, WordPress, this is a WordPress management tool. It just tells you what plugins you have installed, allows you to install new plugins. It's a page builder. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure it probably works with that. If it doesn't, submit a support ticket, and if it's popular enough, we make it work with that. Like Divi, for instance. Divi and Project Supremacy V3 didn't. They had a couple, like a small, nothing that you couldn't overcome easily, but they had a small issue with those little, when I was showing you the page editor, when you wanted to drop in an affiliate link with a short code, it didn't work. So you just had to do it manually, but it still worked. But now it works. I'm not sure. I don't use Elementor. Yeah, Divi Builder. But it still works. Like Aveda is a specific builder, and I use Aveda on all my sites. It works. It works pretty much on most stuff right now, guys. Like, I'll tell you that. Like, there's very few things that we get where it's like, no, it doesn't work with this or that. So this is all on the admin side and doesn't affect the appearance of the site. Project Supremacy v3 can affect the appearance of the site if you want it to, like things like putting in the review box and shit like that, right? Like for example, actually that page had an example too. So here's one example of, it's just a basic WordPress theme. Don't worry about why, but was it this site that I had it on? Whatever it had, I'll show you the other one. It's not a designing tool. It doesn't do design for your website. It does management, right? So it doesn't affect design tools. Those are kind of two different things. The only design capability that we have is on the elements that we're adding to a page. Like for instance, a review collection box or a displaying reviews. So if I go to this video, here's an example. Oh, my throat's killing me, guys. I'm gonna have to end this soon. So like this, that's from Project Supremacy v3, so that people can rate this video. 5%, that's bullshit. I guess people didn't like the first video. Guys, I know there's so many questions left, but I honestly, let me leave you with this. To get your questions answered, the best places to do it is the links that I've given you, specifically the onboarding link. You're getting it for free, so go grab it, you know. And then to get all your questions answered, because like my throat is killing me and I need water, come here. You're going to get drip fed an email sequence that's going to logically take you through setting up V3 and working with V3. Like literally logically, like once you first get it, here's how you get support and add your sites to the dashboard. Here's how you start filtering so that you can be organized. Here's how to back up your sites so that if anything goes wrong, you can restore from backups. Then we get into the more advanced shit like schema, displaying schema, the SEO, like just read the emails, watch the videos. Then if you have any specific questions, go to the other link, which is webinars, okay? And they're all linked in the menu, of course, as well. And use that search function, okay? If you're like, well, I don't understand about this or that, come here, put in your keyword, and it'll link you to the point in the webinar where we answer that question, because I just don't have, we would be on here for literally 12 hours answering questions to cover everything. So that's why we built these things, guys, so that you can self-serve help, right? Because we're already 2.5 hours into this webinar and I haven't even answered half your questions. And I knew this would happen, to be honest, and it's nobody's fault. It's just, it's a big product and there's a lot of people that have a lot of questions when it's that big of a project. So rather than do that, go get it. It's free. Let me show you how to get your questions answered and take it from there, right? And our support is our support team, like always. The same people that are supporting you in Pixel Scout are also supporting you on Project Supremacy v3. So you probably already know them and you're probably already used to them. Well, hopefully not too used to them, because we don't want you hitting up support too much. That means we're not doing a good job. But check your email, Carrie. Everything is sent to you by email. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Rick. Yeah, I'm gonna end it here, guys, because my throat is just, it's bad. That dangly thing in the back of my throat is like not dangling anymore, it's stuck. Oh, and by the way, the last thing I'll say too, guys, is we have monthly webinars for Project Supremacy v3 that are a lot like this. They're just training webinars. You just come on and we answer and ask questions. Right now, we're a bit more focused on Pixel Scout because it's our new product and we're making sure you guys are all getting supported for Pixel Scout. But for anyone that wants to learn more about Project Supremacy v3, you can also come on those webinars as well, okay? If Todd might be gone to pick up his kids. If you're still here, Todd, do you have any last words? If not, he's probably gone to grab his kids. Yeah, he is. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it at that. Hopefully you learned a few things. Hopefully you like the tool, guys. And our next webinar will be on Thursday. Yes, another one 2 days from now. Oh man, and do we have a good one for you on Thursday? I don't want to say too much about it. You can go in and read the schedule, but we're bringing on a special guest, and we have been working, the two guys actually, we've been working with them for a while now to really tailor a webinar for you guys in Pixel Scout to help you increase your sales and to help you with your fulfillment. And you're just going to get pure content, just absolute pure content. So that's coming on Thursday. We'll email you about it again, but make sure you show up Thursday. This particular replay, guys, will be in your Pixel Scout members area under webinars, right? Everything's kind of, I think, amply named webinars and webinar replays. It'll probably take me a few hours to get it up because it does take a while to render it and then upload it to YouTube and then put it up here. So you'll see a third tab either tonight or tomorrow morning for the replay of this webinar. And yeah, I don't know, that's about it, guys. Unfortunately, Christopher, that's why we have replays. I know, like, there's people, he's saying, I wish your webinars were 2 hours earlier, but we have to do these things when it's most convenient for us. Number one being that we're talking, because you guys have access to replays, but we have wives, kids, and schedules, and it's just what works best for us, unfortunately. We might move them around a little bit. All right, guys, I'm gonna end it at that. So thanks for coming on, and we'll talk to you guys on Thursday.
Hey guys,
Bye.
we'll see you on Thursday. Bye-bye.